welcome back to the channel. So a quick market update to start off this video here. We can see that Bitcoin and Ethereum have actually been on the up, which is a pretty good sentiment here. It's looking like we may have actually had the bottom for this bear market. Taking a look at Bitcoin here, if we zoom out, we can see we just barely scraped, well, just slightly dipped under that 60k mark, but it looks like that sort of was the bottom of Bitcoin. Then in the past week, we've actually had some pretty nice price action. Of course, the Iranian ceasefire with America has basically ended, so hence we had a dip, but crypto is actually holding up pretty strong overall, even if we compare it to stocks here, because these stocks have actually gone down briefly in the past 30 days, but crypto is holding strong, and this is sort of the time you want to be looking into the market here. Traders, of course, are still pretty volatile, moving between Bitcoin and many different altcoins here. We, of course, have the likes of Zcash doing pretty well. We've had some Robinhood meme coins and some Solana meme coins pop up recently here. And with all of these coins, of course, you need a platform to swap between each of them. And this brings me on to SimpleSwap.io, the crypto exchange here. And this is making any crypto exchanges a lot easier between swapping tokens. Quickly though, as always, remember the usual disclaimer here that nothing in today's video should be taken as financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. You should treat this strictly for educational purposes only. So what actually is SimpleSwap? Again, this is an instant cryptocurrency exchange platform. It allows you to swap one cryptocurrency straight to another. And the good thing here is you don't have to worry about any complicated order book interfaces or market orders, limit orders. All you need to do here is select whichever currency you want to start with. For example, say we have stablecoins, say you had USDT, then you select whichever currency you want to swap that into, and then you simply just enter your amount and you can do a swap that easy. So what makes this unique here, and the focus, of course, is how simple and convenient it is to use. Many crypto exchanges, first off, you need an account before you can even use them. Where with SimpleSwap here, you can simply exchange currencies with no account needed. Again, you don't have to do any registering, you don't have to deposit funds into any exchange accounts, no trading charts needed. All you do is, again, select one asset, select another asset, put in an address, of course, and you can link in with your MetaMask or any other like Coinbase wallet here, and simply just hit to exchange. And this happens directly between the two wallets here. Great thing with the account, again, you don't need any accounts for many standard swaps. Sometimes, of course, verification may be needed, because we can see also you can buy and sell crypto. So if you are doing some fiat transactions, potentially depending on your region, there might be a KYC required if your transaction gets flagged, but most normal crypto to crypto transactions, no account and nothing needed at all, which is incredible here. When you are actually doing a swap, we can see this detail here on the left-hand side, where we have fixed and floating rates here. So you can actually swap between both of these, which is very nice here. So a floating rate exchange, the amount you get may change due to market volatility. So of course, this means the final amount will be an estimate. Of course, you're going to get near enough the same amount, but if you are doing a floating rate, this could slightly change based on, again, market movements, liquidity, network conditions, and much more. And then you have a fixed rate here, which locks in the exchange rate for a limited time. So this gives you a lot of certainty, so you know exactly what you are getting, especially if you are doing a big swap. I recommend doing a fixed exchange rate here. And again, you must set the deposit within that time window for the fixed rate here. So what are the use cases of SimpleSwap here? Of course, the main use case is swapping cryptocurrencies. If you want to swap your Bitcoin into Ethereum, if you then, for example, want to swap your Ethereum into, I don't know, a stablecoin on a different network. So we can go from Ethereum on ETH and swap that to USDC on Solana. So this actually helps you swap assets over different crypto networks, which again, a lot of other networks will require bridging, swapping, and here you can just do it in one simple click. So that's probably my favorite aspect of SimpleSwap, is converting your assets into stablecoins. Of course, when you want to take profits or you want to de-risk, you want to then sell those assets into stablecoins. And it's always nice to keep your stablecoins in one place. So for example, say we had some Ethereum, say we also had some Zcash, we had some Ton, all of those coins. The old way, you would have to sell them and then bridge the stablecoins over to the same network here. But with SimpleSwap, for example, say I have Ton, Bitcoins, etc., and I want to swap all of this back into USDC on Sol, I can do them in one single click. Additionally, you can also access many other assets. So if we go into the news section here, we can see you have brand new altcoins. So a lot of the times if you see a new coin and you want to know how to buy it, maybe it's not listed on an exchange, you can get it here on SimpleSwap. You can also look at some top gainers, losers, different DeFi, AI, and additionally, which is a big factor here, is you have RWA, stocks, and metals. So I can actually swap, between a stablecoin to gold, Tether Gold. We have it on ETH and BSC. Additionally, we can also look at stocks here. So you have different stocks you can swap into. These, of course, are the tokenized version of these stocks, but again, they are fully traded on the blockchain. And then we have different RWA assets here. So this shows all of them, whether those be stocks, metals, and more. So I love how many different currencies it has, but my biggest point is the access of different blockchain ecosystems here, because you don't have to worry about any bridging. You can just do a one-click swap. You of course must select the correct receiving network, so make sure you do get that right. And then of course you can even do this from fiat. So if you have fiat and then you want to purchase straight into, for example, a DeFi coin or like an AI coin, you can do that. So if we want Doge, we can go straight GBP to Doge. And of course, it takes MasterCard, Visa, and Apple Pay. So it makes it super, super convenient and, of course, very nice and easy. So no accounts needed. Again, don't just swap. You can also actually earn. So if you sign up today, you can get discounted fees and some cash back. And additionally, if you use their app themselves, you can get better rates and they're faster swaps. So here we can see some of the top pairs that other people are trading. So we have like ETH to Sol. So that's a very standard swap between different networks here. We've got ETH to Bitcoin, Bitcoin to the stablecoin. So we have USDT on the Tron network. We have Monero swaps here to Bitcoin. And then we also have some fiat to crypto. So people going USDC to euros, Bitcoin to USD, and much more. So we see again, sign up not required, which is a big plus. Wide choice, over 2,800 different cryptocurrencies on the platform. They have 24/7 support, so you won't be left alone at all. Non-custodial here again is sent directly to your wallet. They don't store any crypto, so you know it is always in your hands. Of course, buy crypto with fiat here, with 30 plus coins using debit or credit cards. You can benefit from their market leading rate, and again, safe here. So we can take a look at some publications and you can watch a video guide if you want to know how all of this works. But it's a pretty simple process and that's the whole point. SimpleSwap. Again, the easy way to swap between different cryptocurrencies. So I'll link the platform down below in the description. When you are swapping, again, make sure you have the correct currency and additionally the correct network. So for example, stablecoins, we of course have USDT, but make sure you are getting it on the correct network you are looking for. So that's one thing worth pointing out here. Then of course, make sure you put in the correct address and you can also add a refund address here. So if there's a failed exchange, your tokens will then be refunded and sent back, which is a nice fallback option here. So in terms of their rates, they don't always show their trading fee. So costs can be included within that exchange rate, which means, of course, you know what you are going to be getting after that swap here, which makes everything very easy and straightforward. So again, SimpleSwap is designed for convenience rather than advanced trading. If you want to mess around with charts, limit orders, and much more, you'd go into your proper trading terminal. But if you just simply want to swap some crypto assets, which 90% of people on the blockchain are doing, SimpleSwap has you completely covered here. The account-free process makes swaps quicker and more accessible. You should still compare some rates before confirming this and double-check the wallets, but this is great for beginners, casual cryptos, people who want small altcoins, or just people who want to do wallet-to-wallet exchanges. So let me know your thoughts down below on SimpleSwap. What will you be swapping between? Thank you all for watching. I hope you have enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.